mustard with salt.
What?
For his ankles, he's yellow and ashy.
That nigga told me I look like high blood pressure.
Well, this is Country Cousins. This is your boy Do Rag Doug.
This is your guy, Toxic Flacko.
This is your guy, Soul Me State.
What up? It's FCC, aka Shotty Need a Haircut,
aka RNS.
RNS.
Before we get
for those out there that don't know what that stands for, Dub, tell them what it stands for.
That's that rich nigga shit.
Rich nigga shit. This motherfucker broke his television today before he hit the ground.
Stop. You jumping too deep. You got to give the moment of silence. Like you
moment of silence.
You all excited about it. This boy had a setup.
Here go the corpse right here. Here the body is right here. No cast.
Hey,
Damn, Dexter.
The boy's like, my TV fell. I got one on the way. Like, you didn't even wait. Body wasn't even cold. You had that. To me, that sounds like a whole lot of setup.
But look though, I was encouraged though. No, but I was encouraged. So that happened. The old lady hit me on something else. I'm like, kind of in a not so like I don't really give a fuck. I just dropped my TV kind of way. And she was like, well, why are you tripping? That's nothing to be mad about. She was like, just get another one. And I'm like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. So she set it up. She hit me with the layup, the alley, and I just put it in.
Okay, Blake Griffin.
I'm just saying.
First and foremost, you are not in charge. You cannot be the weebay of the crew. Because if that's the corpse, that ain't enough. I know how to fuck a TV up. God damn it, okay?
Yeah, you can't see it, but trust me, it's fucked up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna turn something on so you can see how fucked up it is.
Hey, he only watching if you watching basketball. He only watch when they get back on defense.
Nigga, I'm switching with the home and away team at halftime.
I've been riding around with a green line in my TV for months. This boy has 1 pixel off. He's like, it's dead. Need a new one. It's dead.
Nah, he hit up your UPS driver and he knew.
I can't even get that motherfucker. Come on.
You want to give us the UPS story?
Yes.
Yo, FCC, I didn't tell you about this, but the off-whites, I'm waiting. I'm watching the tracking. 5:21, it says delivered. I come back to the crib and said,
bitch, where?
Delivered?
He say, where about?
What you talking about? I called Nike. They like, well, if it doesn't show up, we'll give you a full refund. I'm like, no. I don't want a refund. What do I want a refund for? I want my shoes. I call UPS. They're like, hey, we don't know what to tell you. So I go down to the UPS hub in Earth City. I'm like, hey, what's up? The dude at UPS is so straight with he's like, what's your address? I give it to him. He's like, all right, here's the number of that distribution center. This is the driver who did it, and this is his boss. You can give him a call. I was like, oh,
word?
Hello? I'm looking for a package. He's like, he delivered it, not to your address. Yeah, no shit. He's like, I can't tell you where the house is. I can tell you the general vicinity. He's like, it's somewhere around the corner of blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Which
This
is like,
ain't no treasure hunt.
I know, right?
Goddamn scavenger hunt. What?
So he delivered it like a block away.
And it was still sitting there?
It was still sitting there. The house he delivered it to, they weren't home. They didn't have Ring. At this time, I'm talking to Dub at what, like 8 o'clock?
First off, how you know they didn't have Ring?
Right.
When they walked up,
he checked before.
Yeah, you don't. They didn't have no Ring.
Hey. Hey,
so they sent you on a motherfucking Easter egg hunt. You know what I mean? You put in the fucking GTA unlimited ammo codes and shit to find your package.
Left, right, L1, L1, L2, L2, R2.
That nigga said he went to the headquarters and was like, I'm shooting the first nigga I see with a pair of off-white fives on. They was like, no need, sir. We're going to tell you where your package is.
He was ready to shoot the first nigga he saw with some black Air Ones.
Hey, he walked in that bitch like them white boys walked in the courthouse in Michigan, goddamn it. Hey.
Bring the bitch out.
Shit.
Wait, nice segue. Shout out to Michigan. You know, they flip blue.
Detroit. See you, Detroit Hustlers.
Shout out to Jalen Rose Academy. They have to do something. You know, he gonna take some credit.
For sure.
But yeah, Detroit had like a 30% increase in voting turnout.
Flint was up there.
Flint just wants water.
They got dirty water, goddamn. They walking around drinking pool water.
Yeah, that's all you need to do was like, hey, who gonna give us clean water? All right, you get the vote.
Right. They only want Dasani, nigga. Like they just want clean river water. They want spring water. That's all they want.
They want this shit of Snooks to say water.
Right. They don't want no Fiji.
Fiji.
No,
I see ATL coming in strong. ATL showing up.
So what's the likelihood? I keep seeing all different numbers with the map. There's 264 on one. There's 258 on another. There's 254 on another one. Where do you really think we are here Thursday night, 9:00?
Biden got 253. That's the true number. Because the numbers that you see that are higher are people who've given him Arizona, even though Arizona hasn't officially been counted as yet. So everybody who sourced all their information from the Associated Press has this number at 264, which that's with the 11 electoral college votes that you get from Arizona. The true number is 253.
How close is he getting to Arizona, though?
He was like hella close, but now Trump gaining on him. You know, Arizona is a flip if he get it, because, you know, that's a Republican John McCain state. But, you know, they apparently a lot of the counties who still got to report are heavy, kind of heavy on the Democratic side. So they're expecting him to kind of close that out.
And they also didn't like that he shitted on John McCain.
For years. So, yeah.
God bless the dead.
Hey, McCain was a real one. He was shit.
Yeah, he was solid. I mean, when the lady started trying to attack Obama when they was running against, he was like, "Whoa, hold all that down. Like, we don't have to do all that." So,
I like a quality racist.
A high quality racist.
I just like a quality racist. Like, you know, he keep his shit behind closed doors. He don't let it interfere with his job. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't do that. He could be a manager. He could do everything under the sun. But when he get home, he got his cape on.
He got his cape on or his hood on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, because, like, you know, you meet all these people that talk about, oh, well, he's not racist because he fucks with a black chick or whatever.
He just fucked with her.
That's fucking, goddammit.
No, that's just fucking. He just fucked with one. Like,
right.
You have to be for the masses to not be considered, you know, any kind of bipartisan. But
so, speaking of voting, like, what are some of the things you guys look for when you're voting? Because truth be told, I didn't vote this time. The reason why I didn't vote, the reason why I didn't vote is because, to my core, I cannot choose the less of two evils. That's just backwards to me. You know what I mean?
That's how it always is.
So, first of all,
wait, let him get his thought out before.
Not necessarily. It's not always like that. Like, I think when it comes to voting, we need to have these certain principles, right? Like, first and foremost, in black families, it's like, oh, you're gonna vote Democrat because they're for the poor. This, that, and the third, right? We're not taught to vote for policies that's gonna impact us personally, right? So when it comes to voting, you should look at it, okay, who has policies that are gonna impact me going forward? Not necessarily, oh, they're Democrat or Republican. You gotta stop looking at fucking party lines and shit like that. Also, I couldn't I couldn't vote for fucking Biden Harris because of certain things in their track record. They got blood on their hands also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I couldn't vote for the lesser two evils, because it felt like I was cheating. It's like getting a fucking participation trophy. Either you win or you lose. No gray area.
Let's start with the less smart guy. This one. You get him first.
Big toe, stub toe. That's what you're talking about?
No, he's talking about you.
No, Vitiligo. You get to go first with a rebuttal.
I'm on the side of you, okay?
Not on my screen, and that's the screen that matters because I'm recording.
Oh,
yes.
I mean, I can partially understand what he's saying, but then part of me is just like, then you can't really have an opinion on nothing because you didn't vote.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't help out. So like, if good or bad, you didn't help. So, but I do understand what you're talking about, like how, you know, most cases, Black Americans, like, you got to go Democratic, like all the way through, and you can't go. I don't feel you should go all the way down with one party. You got to look at each person in each situation. I mean, you can flip depending on the situation, red, blue, green, like whatever. So you can't necessarily go one party line. So I definitely understand what you're saying. At the same time, I'm like, well, you can't really say nothing. You can't complain.
Right. So I understand that.
No. Sorry. Everybody get a chance to throw shit at you.
That's fair.
No, not you. You too smart. Let me go. I can't follow your ass.
Go ahead.
So
I'll be charming.
My only problem with that is you're missing the bigger picture of you let your bias affect you not voting for everything local. So by you not voting just because of the presidential election, you missed all the shit that really does affect you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my only problem with that. Now, your whole lesser evil thing, and we never vote for the two lesser evils, that's bullshit. Like, there has never been a candidate that has ran on a pro-Black platform. There's never been a candidate that wanted to cater to Black people. Barack Obama did not want to cater to Black people. He wanted to cater to the general public, to the majority. That's why there was no quote unquote Black legislation introduced. It was never going to get through the House of Senate anyway, but that's a cop-out. Like, we have to stop using that cop-out of I ain't want to vote for Hillary because she had 30 emails. I ain't want to vote for Biden because he introduced the crime bill. These people are politicians for a reason. You break that cycle by voting for somebody local who actually could rise to those positions later on in life, that, you know, now you feel like there's a connection, there's a John Lewis story, you know, tied to it. Now I'm gonna throw that shit over the fence to West Coast.
So you pretty much hit most of what I was gonna say, because everybody uses that excuse of lesser of two evils. There is no such thing. Because like you said, you're never gonna have a perfect candidate. It's never gonna be a candidate who's gonna check all your boxes. But you gotta understand the down ballot implications of that. So like Dub was saying, with your local elections, your local attorney generals, your state attorney generals, things that are on your ballot. Here in Illinois, it was the tax or whatever else. Like, do we want to pay a flat tax, or do we want to pay a variable tax? Because the state is fucking broke. So it's kind of like, hey, we need y'all to start paying this variable tax so we can have some money. But the thing about the crime bill and Kamala's, her record as AG in San Francisco or in Cali, people got to understand, or you got to want your politicians to grow, right? The crime bill was over 30, 40 years ago, essentially. If Joe Biden hasn't grown since then, he shouldn't even still be in politics. So clearly he realizes that that's a mistake, and, you know, that's a blemish on his career. You know, I mean, I could see if he was coming in and he was talking, you know, 84, 94 crime bill shit here in 2020. That ain't what he's saying. He actually actively is saying, like, you know what, that was a mistake for me to sign on to that and endorse that. So, I mean, you can't really hold it against somebody. That's like trying to hold it against you if, you know, you didn't drop some shit. Like, oh no, I don't want you carrying this, bro, because you know, you dropped that TV the other day. So, you know, I mean, we got to kind of, it's just as an example, as a relevant example. So, I mean, we got to get away from that. The thing that really disappointed me the most in this particular election is the people who I felt like should have known better, not doing better, or doing it for their own selfish reasons. You're right, Flacko. You do have to actually kind of identify with policy that these people have and kind of go with that policy. But you also got to look at the down ballot implications, like Dub mentioned. It's like, how does that get back down to you, and how does their support, how they support works again with those people to help them get elected? Because I mean, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of the presidential candidate is going to help them down ballot people get elected, and then vice versa. Sometimes in some states, them local people is what helps get the president elected. So I'll kind of just leave it at that.
My last statement is, if, like you say, if he ain't changed in 30 years, running beside the most popular president of our generation, a black man with a true black wife and a true black family that did a lot of, prison reform before they got out of office. Like, I felt like he was trying to right his wrongs then.
Yeah. He tried to do a lot of redemption.
Big Meech ain't home, so hey.
First and foremost, the nigga shouldn't be home. If we're being honest, the amount of drugs that he done pumped into the community, yeah, he deserved a sentence. Now, should he have got Jeffrey Epstein? No. Is he probably running the prison like Avon was in The Wire? Probably. I mean, let's be honest. These prisons are institutions to make money too. So yeah, is it gonna be perfect? No. But we also, you get the hand you dealt. Like, it's like having the fucking asterisk on the bubble championship. Your Laker fan in you is not gonna say, well, we didn't tie the Celtics for the 17th chip. We got 16 and a half.
Shit.
Hey, right.
We motherfucking champions.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, but honestly, the only downside, only remorse I have for not voting is for the local shit. You know what I mean? But also,
you by that, you're also saying that you're cool with Trump being in office. Then.
I'm so detached from I'm so detached from any city that I lived in because I'm not from that city. I'm not from that culture. You know what I mean? So I'm still learning about St. Louis culture and shit like that.
But my statement is, you not voting for any candidate means you're okay with who's running shit now.
So your big bro, your big brother, I was so frantic about when Trump got elected, right? And he said some shit that will stick with me forever. He said, that shit ain't gonna affect you. He said, as a black community, we've been through so much shit and we've been through worse, and we will figure this shit out. I was like, God damn, you're absolutely right. We've been through segregation. We've been through Jim Crow. All these things, you know what I mean? Redlining, shit that we still face to this day. The ramifications from all those things. And we've always...
That nigga being president, though, has definitely affected you. It's affected you a lot, especially here in 2020. We just talked a lot about it, like with the coronavirus and everything else.
Right. But you can't be mad at us because you're the only nigga going to work right now.
Whole essential, Captain
That's
Essential.
On your board.
Hey, but you know what's crazy, though? Like, I have seen a difference in, like, with Trump supporters. I was patronizing the local establishment, not my favorite one, but I was in Kirkwood, right? And I seen this white dude walk out, him and his wife. I'm the only person of color in there, only minority in there. And they was like, yeah, Trump train. This dude pulls out his ass, moons the bar, so up his ass. Yeah, y'all can kiss my ass because Trump is gonna win again. Just acting so unruly. Everybody sort of looked like, they looked at me like, oh, are you gonna say something? I personally don't give a fuck because that motherfucker's not gonna physically harm me. He could be an idiot. He could be an asshole. All those things. But Trump support, like the shit is. I see the divide. The divide is real. Trump has empowered bigots to speak their minds freely and feel like, oh, they're entitled to speak their mind and no one can say anything about
it. Then it has affected you then.
Now, you just what his statement was when it happened 4 years ago. Now, I believe your statement 4 years ago that when he got elected, we didn't think it would be this blatant,
ridiculous.
Right. But going through it, you have to admit that shit's been out of control.
True. And I was like, I didn't think he was going to win again. But then also the whole
we didn't think he was going to win it first.
Right.
No,
the first time.
I knew
we could joke and see how he could win the first though.
Right.
I knew it was a bad action.
Pete having a woman in power, bro. Like,
bro,
let's be honest.
I knew he was going to win the first time because I had traveled to KC, all those back roads and shit like that. I didn't see no Hillary shit. I see all Trump shit. Everywhere I went between here and KC, I was like, shit.
But Missouri is a Republican state, though. Missouri is a Republican state. Your vote might have actually flipped Missouri to be blue. Because Missouri only gets St. Louis and Kansas City, and the rest of the state is blue. I mean, the rest of the state is red. So,
bruh, I have that same hope when I play the lottery.
I know. I mean, I was being funny. You wasn't gonna like neither St. Louis and Kansas City metro areas.
But you're right though, because he and people like him not voting is the difference.
Right, it is. It really is. Because I mean, we saw a lot of the difference here. We saw places that Trump won in 2016 that was originally blue that went red when he won, and then now they're going back blue. Michigan, like we were just talking about in the beginning. We see Texas, every election, Texas get closer and closer. Republicans was about to commit suicide. They about to commit suicide.
What did Nevada end up doing, blue? Chris?
Nothing. They gonna count tomorrow. But I mean, he pretty much won it because there ain't shit left from a voting standpoint. Biden. The votes that are left are coming from heavy, like Clark County, and then the county that has Reno. Those are heavy Democratic portions of that state.
Like, think about it. Coming from Mississippi, Mississippi always has been a red state and always will be a red state. No matter how poor we are, no matter how bad our education is, no matter how.
I'm gonna need you to not claim that right now from voting, though. You've been here 8 years, bro. Like, your voting tendencies and habits for Mississippi to here is drastic.
Hey, I got a question.
That's a different level of education, and I'm not saying education level. I'm talking about education about voting and candidates in St. Louis versus fucking Natchez North.
Do you think, because you grew up there, like you almost have a level of like, I don't give a fuck, it is what it is. That's what caused you not to vote? Like you just like, fuck it?
That and some shit I experienced in the military when Obama was elected.
But those are the reasons that should make you much more of a local voter, of a kind of a down ballot voter, where you're looking more so at that down ballot interest, especially in Mississippi when you know that, okay, this state, systematically don't give a fuck about my people or the area that I'm from. So we have to take care of and we have to do for self. That within itself, you would think would make you a much more, okay, let me be in tune with what's going on locally and around me so that I can vote accordingly.
Let me ask you this. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, that's how I look at it if I was to ever live in a red state, because, for a while we thought about moving to Arizona because the climate is cool. There's tech jobs out there. It puts me in close proximity to both Vegas and LA. So it's like, it's kind of a win-win. But it was like, damn, but how I gonna do that though? That's a red state that don't recognize MLK Day and all this other crazy stuff. But that's what you'd have to do. You have to kind of come to terms with, okay, what kind of community am I moving to? And every time them elections come up, I need to make sure there's people in this community who I can deal with, who I can live around.
If you were in Mississippi 5 days ago as a registered voter, would you have voted?
No.
Because do you know what was on the ballot in Mississippi?
No, I don't.
They voted to change the flag.
Yeah, they did.
Right. So
in the past, they're changing the flag.
They are changing the flag because, I know that went through.
Right. That was on the ballot. I'm saying, like, would that have tugged at you enough to go vote?
Okay, so if I was in Mississippi and I knew the flag was on, yes, I would have voted for the flag change. I still wouldn't have voted for the president though.
You would have had to go. You would have had to go at the same place at the same time to make that vote, though.
Right, I do. I know it's on the same thing, but I could have omitted my vote for that or had a write-in for that.
So you'd vote for Kanye?
Easy. Actually, I would vote in. Honestly, I would vote in Joe Biden.
Huh?
What do you mean you? What?
I would, because you could elect whoever you want to vote for.
You'd have wrote in Joe Biden,
right, for president.
That is stop. No one say anything. Nobody move. Nobody move. I want you to explain that again.
You could write in who you want to vote for. Like you don't have to choose the people that have up there.
Yeah. So you would have wrote in Joe Biden
because that's who I was passionate about. The last 8 years, last 2016 it was Biden. I was like, okay, he should get the Democratic nom. He should have got the Democratic nomination. Period.
Dub, don't do it. Don't. No.
I'm just processing. I'm processing. I'm not asking anything.
FCC.
So am I wrong? So if I'm wrong, just say I'm wrong.
I want FCC to handle it. I don't even want.
No. You say it. You stop the man from talking. Go ahead.
Right.
So you're telling me that you would write in Joe Biden right now, like if you had the
opportunity. I'm sorry. I meant my bad. Thank you. I'm glad you corrected me. I'm talking about the other old dude.
Which one?
Socialist.
Bernie Sanders.
Yes, Bernie.
Oh my God. Bro, you had me so fucking lost.
We gotta stop calling Bernie a socialist. Bernie is not a socialist. He adopted that term.
That's what people call him, but that's what I meant.
And it's incorrect. We gotta stop because I'm glad you brought that up because that's a good segue into another thing on this topic. So the Democratic representative out of VA, all the people in the House of Representatives had a call to talk about, the election because they lost 6 seats in the House. Didn't matter. They still have a majority. His thing was he was pissed off because he said, the Democrats need to stop using the word socialism and socialists because he was like, it almost cost him the election. And another thing that almost cost him the election is the term or the idea of defunding the police. So he was mad at his colleagues or whatever else about that. Now, there's a lot of talk about whether Pelosi gonna still be the speaker and whether Schumer is gonna be the minority Democratic leader in the Senate if we don't get the Senate. They old asses need to go. That's number one. They really need to go. We gotta stop. And I understand why people like AOC and Bernie embrace the socialist thing because they pretty much was like it's a label. It's a label that all you fools who calling us this don't even understand. So if you want me to be a socialist, cool, I'll be a socialist. But what it's doing is actually causing legitimate harm because all them people out there who don't really understand what socialism is are using it as some type of weapon. So we can't perpetuate that idea. Bernie Sanders is just some independent ass individual who decided that I'm gonna play along and be a Democrat for the purposes of the elections and everything else. But yeah, I mean, it kind of ties into what we was just talking about too with the whole down ballot situation, because we did lose 6 House of Representative seats with this election, and we did not get the Senate like we wanted to. I mean, we close. Luckily, we got 2 Senate seat runoffs in Georgia that won't happen, won't finish up until probably January. But we really need that Senate because even if Biden gets the presidency, which he more than likely will right now, Mitch McConnell, old turtle face, is just going to make the next 2 years hell until, the next rotation of Congress. So it's another reason why we got to get out there and vote.
So it's the House was 48-48 last time I saw.
No, that's the Senate that you was looking at, 48-48. Yeah, but there are, I think, a total of three more seats or something like that that are coming up, whatever else, so we can do the majority. But I think at least 2 of those are or one of those is like guaranteed to be Republican, and then we got 2 potential runoffs in Georgia for those seats. But even if we go into it with a split, I think it's a 50-50 split. I don't remember what the total number is. I think the total number is like Yeah, I can't remember what total number it is. I'm gonna have to Google it, but essentially we did not get the Senate like we really needed to. And we wanted to at least get it to where it would be a 50-50 split and we could let Kamala as the vice president break the tie. So that's another motivation for people to get out and vote. And then all this fuck shit that we've seen with the Supreme Court in the last couple of years with these Supreme Court justices, if you don't do nothing else but get out and vote to stop a conservative judge who has the mindset of somebody from the 1950s and 60s from getting on the Supreme Court, your vote is at least worth that.
Right. What did you think about the what do you think about the Pope basically even going against that Supreme Court justice saying no, like gay unions is okay, like like that's crazy. The Pope was like, whoa, no, it's fine.
And he had to kind of backtrack on that statement too, but it's just like
it's
the gravity of the situation, right?
Yep.
It's like you're putting someone on a court seat for a lifetime appointment, and what we've done is we've given this court all supreme power, because we say, okay, if we can't agree on something, if something ain't right in the country, we can take it to them and they're gonna finalize. They're gonna give us the final word, and it's whatever they say is what's said, and that's it. And you got to roll with it. So we got to be careful of who gets in those positions. And we got a lady who's in them positions right now who, you know, she wouldn't let a gay parents' children join a school and all this other crazy shit. It's like, we don't need nobody like that on the Supreme Court in 2020.
Right. So what's real quick? Well, go ahead and say your statement, then throw it to me.
No, so like I was about to say, I know myself and Dub we've had in-depth conversations about term limits and things of that nature. Like, honestly, until this is why I don't feel comfortable voting also at times, is because the system is so fucked up. We need to blow it up and interject younger people with more moderate ideas in there. You know what I mean?
But how would you know you wouldn't do that because you didn't vote? You don't know who was there. There could have been someone who was that. You wouldn't know because you didn't vote. You didn't do the homework on it. It's like,
don't tell me to do homework, good sir. Don't tell me to do homework. I'm just saying.
No, I mean you dropped the ball. Can you just admit you dropped the ball?
No, because I still stand firm in not voting. But I did.
Let me just cut you off. Go ahead.
I did admit that. Okay, I should have voted for local jurisdiction and all that locally. I should have did that. I do admit that.
So, motherfucker, you dropped the ball. What do you think drop the ball means? All right, you're done. My question to y'all is, what reform would y'all like to see? I mean, he was kind of hitting on it, but like, we shouldn't be arguing over a 74 and a 76-year-old president. Like, Obama is just now hitting 59, which I think which gave him the appeal to, you know, hit what was the previous record for votes or whatever, you know, 69 million votes, whatever.
I mean, he got a youthful personality anyway, so that also helped him out. I don't think we ever gonna get around that though. And I would be against making the age limit for president younger than what it is now. Now, a cutoff? Or are you saying like a ceiling?
I'm saying a cutoff. Like you shouldn't be starting at 70 and ending, you know, at 74. Like you one, health issues. Two, like there's too much change that happen basically every 20 years in the world. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you out of touch if you're just now hitting your peak
in that lifetime
at 68 and 70 to be, you know, given that opportunity.
I do agree with that point of like, you know, do you want someone who was, in our case, do we want a baby boomer running the country? And it's like, my nigga, your generation, we're really just waiting on y'all to die out and expire. I kind of agree with that standpoint, but I understand the reason why the limits of, or why they are allowed to do so, because it kind of goes back to something we just talked about earlier with the whole, your politician should be able to grow and change. You know, if we caught Joe Biden back when he was, you know, really, really pumping up the crime bill and everything that went along with the crime bill, then, you know, he wouldn't be somebody to vote for. But being able to be in that position and be in the government, in Congress, see that through, see the error of that, and attempt to base all of his other decisions on, I don't want to make this mistake, I don't want to make these errors again. I think that's kind of beneficial. Now, I wouldn't necessarily be mad at a cap to be like, okay, bro, you're 75 years old. We can't do nothing with you. You got to keep it moving. But yeah,
you can't join the FBI after 37.
Oh, the facts, yeah. I mean, it's just like the military. You can't get in the military though.
Without a waiver. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And usually it's a military waiver. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
right.
We're talking about arguably the most important job in the world, you know, at least from our standpoint. Like you,
but then you gotta worry about defining that threshold of what's too old, right?
Right, age discrimination.
Right.
But fuck that. I don't think we should have a president that grew up through that went to school in segregated times. You know what I mean? Because
you don't get to talk though, because you didn't vote for a president. So.
I was just getting ready to say, like,
we just don't.
Ignorant, but okay.
What you did not do was ignorant by
in your
most standpoints.
But that's certain people's perceptions. But
I mean, you're basically a Trump supporter at this point, so
that's cool.
Did you vote in the last election?
In 2016?
2016, yes.
Who'd you vote for?
Did you vote for Hillary?
Nope, I didn't vote for the president. Because I can't do the lesser two evil shit. That's just against
so wait. Hold up. So the last election we had in 2016,
my girl told me, hey, let's vote for this. Cool. We're gonna vote as a household. And I voted how she wanted to vote.
And the household decided not to vote for the presidency?
I chose, that's the piece I chose not to vote for. I don't know who she voted for. For the president, good sir. For the president. I don't know who she voted for. But I know she most likely didn't vote for Trump.
And you didn't, so you don't want to do the lesser two evils, so you just was like,
let me ask you,
I wash my hands of it.
You voted then with the same principle. Why didn't you just vote this week with the same action of not voting for the president?
I just wasn't feeling it, sir.
Okay.
What was on y'all ballot in Missouri?
Don't ask Flacko. You should ask me and Derek.
No shit, bitch. Like, oh.
Well, you missed a part of history. We gave the first Black woman
Corey
seat from Missouri.
Right, I did know that.
She beat the hell out of old boy too.
Yeah, she should have.
There was Attorney General, Governor. There was a bunch of different judges.
What's the second governor? Is it assistant governor? What do they call that?
Lieutenant governor.
Lieutenant governor.
But he ran unopposed, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, y'all didn't have no major ballot measures on y'all? Like New Jersey voted in weeds and,
Amendment 3?
3 amendments. One was about basically giving the governor the ability to redistrict voting lines, which is
that's
big.
right, gerrymandering. Yeah, that's yeah. Where that landed at.
All the amendments didn't pass. Well, no,
it didn't pass.
That one didn't pass. The campaign finance one did pass, and it was like 51 to 49% type shit.
Yeah.
Damn, Flacko. Damn.
So there were some big things on there. You talking about things we can't control, and we lived through gerrymandering and redlining. Boom, that was they were trying to bring it back.
What do you think about them? Republicans trying to get Page out, and he still won. Because that's the one thing that keeps that he is the blue of St. Louis County.
But they dropped the ball because the best Democratic candidate was Manitovian, and he didn't get past the primary. So,
yeah,
which most people probably didn't vote back in August. But hey, there's a good thing that this is the last time we get to vote, maybe as a society. If Trump gets his way, he's gonna strip all the rights away. He's doing everybody, including Flacko Mama right now. So
hilarious. Nah, I'm pretty sure.
Who?
He trying to sue your mama. That's how bad. That's how desperate he is.
Yeah, he's suing anybody. He's suing the kitchen staff and everything. That peanut butter and jelly sandwich, nigga, that wasn't right. That wasn't right.
I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
Right.
Well, this been the Pick on Flacko episode of.
The last thing that I'm gonna say about that though is like you don't get your AOCs or the squad. You don't get none of those beautiful brown women who are making crazy changes, who all won their re-elections easily. You don't get that type of progressive young candidate that you're looking for without using your right to vote. And for the record, there are 100 Senate seats, and we're going to probably end up with the 48, and Republicans will probably end up the other 51.
There's 2 seats held by other parties. That's what I read.
Is there? Oh, you know what there is. There's 2 independent seats. Yeah.
Well, country cousins, sorry, Flacko, you had to get all the work today. But hey, you stand on your toes. Maybe we helped convince you for the next round. Maybe not.
I'm gonna drive you to the next one. I'm just gonna call you and tell you, hey, come outside, get the car, drive you to the polls.
Do-Rag Dub, you got Soul Me State. Follow him, Soul Me State. He got a shoe podcast with 39 castles.
Fuck him.
Hey, at least we had a voter registration there. You wouldn't even know.
We got toxic non-voting Flacko, and we got the FCC RNS in the house. We out.
All right.
Yep.